Hi everyone, Vegas Film Critic here, Jeffrey Garrett, here to review The Legend of Tarzan. I think this is probably the 100 millionth version of Tarzan since cinema began. One of the greatest stories ever, and it's from the early 20th century from Edgar Rice Burroughs. And he also did sci-fi too. He did John Carter of Mars, but forget that movie. But Tarzan has been around even since the beginning of cinema. I mean, I think the first movie, doing some research on this, was 1918. I've grown up with Tarzan. So many different incarnations, from the Johnny Weissmuller, from the MGM days, to Ron Ely, who also played Doc Savage, Denny Miller. Who else did I put on there? Oh, Mike Henry. He was a big one for me too. So there's been so many different Tarzans in my lifetime, including in 1994, Christopher Lambert, who played in Greystoke, The Legend of Tarzan. Wow, what a brilliant film that is. Really beautiful. Same production designer who's on the new film. And this is from director David Yates, who just directed a handful of all the Harry Potter films, including The Deathly Hallows, I think, which are the best ones. Going into this movie, as you know, if you watch my channel, I really don't watch trailers because they give away too much, and when I see all my screenings, they don't show trailers in front of it. So it's rare that I see a trailer and I don't rush to the internet to find, the latest trailer that came out. And that's something really specific that people are asking me about. I will check it out. But I didn't want to see Tarzan, but I did. I saw the trailer a couple times, and when I saw it, I thought, okay, here we go. And what's the first thing you think of when you think of the new Tarzan movie? That's right, origin story. How many times do we have to see the origin of Tarzan? Of course, a couple go to Africa, they get killed by a bunch of apes, and then the apes raise the baby. It sounds like Jungle Book, doesn't it? And of course, he's discovered as a young man, and he's found out he's royalty, so not royalty. Yeah, royalty, lordship. He's Greystoke, the Earl of Greystoke. So I thought, okay, here we go. Reboot, time to do this all over again. And I'm happy to say it doesn't do that. It does do it in flashback, just to give some people who are not familiar with the Tarzan origin, that it shows it a little bit throughout the movie, which is great. We start the movie where Greystoke is already in England and has been accepted back, and his life is well underway, married to Jane, the whole thing. I thought, wow, that was the opening scene of the movie. I'm like, no kidding. So we're not going to waste an hour and a half of telling Tarzan's story all over again. So I was automatically intrigued right away. I was like, all right, cool. Tell me a great story. And it all centers around greed. Christoph Waltz coming on behalf of the Belgian king to, he controls the Congo, and he wants these diamonds. He needs money to finance his empire. And how does he do that? He's got to turn over Tarzan to Jaman Hansu, who plays Chief Momongo, who is out for revenge. And I won't give away that little spoiler why. So he wants Tarzan, but it's hard for him to get revenge if he's all the way in England. So Christoph Waltz has to orchestrate Tarzan to get him back into Africa. Samuel Jackson, who plays, listen to his name. I love his character name, George Washington Williams. And I don't know if he's a mercenary or what he is, but he gives great comic relief. But this is a role in Samuel Jackson you're not expecting. You really aren't. And I was like, okay, he's going to do his typical shtick, which I love, but no, he really surprises you. He really does. And Margot Robbie is Jane. She plays it tough. She plays it sexy. She plays it a fierce, independent woman. Yeah, she loves her husband, and she loves, what he stands for. But you know what? She can take care of herself. So as you're probably getting from my excitement, I really like Tarzan. I was really surprised how much they gave us a new direction with the movie. Unlike Independence Day Resurgence or a lot of these other movies where they just rehash what happened 20 years ago or in the past, David Yates really wanted to do something different, and he did. The movie looks phenomenal. I mean, I was kind of disappointed in some of the CGI effects. Obviously, the apes are CGI, the elephants, and there's a scene where he's standing with all the Serengeti kind of grass behind him. You could tell he was standing in front of a green screen. I was like, eh. So I wish they did a little bit more on-location shooting, and also maybe use some real animals. I mean, they don't have to be trained, but, I just thought it'd be a little more, believable if we had some real animals instead of all the CGI. So, of course, a lot of people are asking me about, can you believe how much Alexander Skarsgard worked out? Yes, I researched it. He did 4 months of intense training to get those gorilla abs. And also, he kind of shut off his family and friends for 4 months because he went on this ridiculous regimen to look like that. And when you see him swinging through the jungle on those vines and all those things, wow, he just looks phenomenal. I can't even stick to the gym for a week. This guy did it for 4 months. And you got to have the genetic building blocks to have that too. Now, some of my friends went with me, and some of the younger crowd that went, all they know about Tarzan is the Disney version. And I just started laughing. I said, okay, yeah, that's all Disney fun and good. But the real Tarzan legend from Edgar Rice Burroughs is one of the greatest stories in literature. And especially, I guess you could call that, well, it's fantasy, but he's just an amazing writer. If you haven't read the book, it's really incredible. So when they saw the movie with me, they were totally taken away. They could not believe how incredible the live action version was. And I said, yes, there's so many versions you can go hunt down too. Also, the Legend of Tarzan, but the Greystoke version from 1984 is still one of my favorites. One thing I love about Tarzan, especially this version, I love the Victorian era. I love almost the Jules Verne kind of feel to the movie. You have all these great gadgets and guns and the English nobility and the way the politeness and the whole Victorian thing going on. It's really cool. It really is. And Christoph Waltz plays just the ultimate bad guy, but he does it with such charm and such sophistication, and it just adds more to the movie. And I was saying earlier, Djimon Hounsou, who is the most intimidating man you'll ever meet. I mean, I've interviewed him a couple of times. This man, not only is he a phenomenal actor, but he brings this command performance, this power to this chief. And he's just, oh my gosh, he commands. I didn't think he could blow away Tarzan, but he could. He just has this incredible fight scene with him. Just amazing performance. So overall, I was really surprised how much I enjoyed Tarzan. So hopefully you will enjoy it too. All right, for more reviews and interviews, just surf on over to my website, vegasfilmcritic.com. Check me out on social media. I'm on Facebook, on Twitter, Instagram, iTunes. Also, if you like what you see, please subscribe below. Trying to get to 500 people. I'm almost there, 500 subscribers. Thank you, everyone, for subscribing. And tell me what your favorite Tarzan movie is. Did you watch the TV show? Did you watch any of the Tarzans I mentioned earlier like I did? Well, I'd love to know if you did. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm Jeffrey G. Howard. I'll see you next time.